Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Libra. If Libra is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Yeah. Sorry, I was just looking at this card. And I'll just pull it up really quick since I was staring at it and lost my train of thinking. We have the Five of Discs, and this is from the Thoth deck. This is the card for worry. Okay, and often this is related to some kind of material world, mundane world problem. It could be financial, it could be just resources, what have you. That does not mean that this reading is going to be a bad one though, okay? Sometimes we worry for all kinds of reasons. So let's look and see what these tea leaves have to say first. Sorry, I just kind of floated into a different realm for a second. It's been a long day. Okay, let's see. Knock, knock, knock. All right. I already see a heart there, but it actually is a pretty nice one because it has some other formations to it a bit. Okay. And if this is your first time here, welcome. I like to look at these bowls from many different angles because all of these formations look different from every angle, different perspectives. Is it this way? Is it this way? You know? Yeah, and I pull it out here just to kind of look at the negative space, which is the white in between. We can also see that most of the leaves are settled on this side of the bowl, a little unbalanced. So we'll kind of see what that's about. Okay, so should we start with the heart? I always love starting with the heart. I'm a sucker for romance, for love, all the varieties of love. So I always go for the heart. Okay, so we have a nicely formed one, a little sharp, but dense. And you can see that the leaves are really stacked nicely. And this is reaching from that mundane, physical world all the way into the emotional, psychic, like the front of your mind, consciousness, you know, the things that you're thinking about, the things that are really kind of leading your emotionality and decision making. And then up into here, which is kind of just below the rim and into the rim. And that for me is the metaphysical, magical, the places where we get messages from the other side, from the divine, from that God source, guardian angels, and so on. So this is a very important love, okay? I see on this side of it, it looks like a person with their arms kind of reaching out. And if we turn it this way, it does almost look like it turns into a large robe or dress with the person. And was looking at it kind of from this angle. Maybe not. It almost looks like a cat or upside down. I'm trying to figure, maybe like from this angle. Or maybe, I don't know, it kind of almost looks like the same person with their arms up, reaching up in like kind of a hat, like a feather, bending backwards in their little legs. Oops. So I feel that this is somewhere between a love that is very wanting and a love that is full of moments of ecstasy. And I think that's really, I kind of think of the images of, you know, the saints or Magdalena and their relationship with Jesus or God or the God source, and just really kind of laying back with their mouth gaping open and a state of just, you know, divine ecstasy and release, very entangled with that pure agape. And I think that, you know, I think that this gets to that point for you sometimes. I think that you have a relationship with whomever this is that is maybe kind of a once in a lifetime thing, and maybe once in many lifetimes. Okay, I don't think this happens for all people. This is something that, you know, is reserved for those who kind of are along the path of greater love, kind of a love that is more than love, right? And I think a lot of people in life don't necessarily, you know, go beyond kind of, you know, the prescribed forms of love and what do they call them? Love styles, right? It's hard to venture out into that risky unknown that usually only, you know, I think people sometimes that are on the borders of madness, or the poets, or you know, the libertines and holy peoples. These are the kinds of people that engage this intensity, this kind of love. And so maybe you are one of these things. I wonder if you are some kind of artist, a creative, or maybe you have devoted yourself to a system of God or goddess or something between, or both. And I think that, you know, this is something that is very central to your life and quite important to you. I do believe, though, that there are times when you are vacillating between this really being kind of a moment of being the heart ablaze, really being in that bright light, basking in it, swimming in it. And then, you know, there probably are times when the inspiration does not come, when that connection does not come, when you are feeling almost betrayed, that maybe this has been an illusion, a delusion. You know, I think, you know, those high highs and low lows, I think that you are probably no stranger to that, okay? And if this is a physical person, or if this is some kind of intelligence entity, you know, interpersonal figure that, you know, I don't know, a manifestation of God or goddess or anima, animus, or some other archetype, that could be. I do think that, you know, the real challenge here, the real lesson, I suppose, or ordeal that you are kind of maybe going through is learning how to temper yourself, the patience, you know, waiting in a state of being receptive for the whims, for the whims of this love and the universe, and, you know, so on. So, you know, don't fret. I think that things will shift in this, you know, direction again. If you are in one of those lower states of feeling forgotten. But on the other side of it, if you are immersed in it, you know, I think that you just, I mean, I don't know what else to say besides, you know, let yourself be in it. And, you know, I think it's like anything else. As soon as you really start over-analyzing or grasping or clinging to those feelings, they start to slip through your fingers, right? So I think just, you know, a fortifying self as well, and making something of these experiences, okay? I would say probably, you know, if you listen to any of my other readings, you know I love to tell you to make art, write, journal, you know, engage that, that magical substance that you are experiencing, that is coming from your experience, and put that into something creative. Okay. Now I want to look at these figures right next to it. And I'm seeing kind of a person, and they're kind of hunched over. They have a shovel. It looks like they're digging. And now the same person with their arms out, it looks like they're reaching for this other situation here. I want to kind of get some clarity about this figure. Okay. Okay, so I think that this is tricky. So I think that now I think that this is really, there's kind of a cloud hanging over here, and I'm trying to get this together in my head. So we have a person who is bearing something. I think that there's also really this cloud, and this I think relates to this worry that is going on. But I don't think it's all just worry. I think that there's also conflict involved here. And I do think that this is related to an elder, feminine figure in your life, okay? I almost get the impression that it is somebody like a stepmother, like mother-in-law, maybe like an aunt. Not directly a mother, though. Somebody who has some of the features of a mother, some of the input of a mother, but not your mother, not at least not your biological mother. And I feel like there's been a conflict for a long time. I feel like this has caused problems with your relationship with yourself, because I really think that you have had to kind of hide who you are as a person because this person has been so critical of you. I think within the family that your origin family, or the family that you've created for yourself, or at least surround yourself with, you have had some problems in that it seems like they're probably fairly accepting of, I don't know, maybe you're a little eccentric or high-spirited. I don't know. It's almost like you have maybe like I get this like feeling of something that's like a specialized way of talking. But anyways, I think that the family is accepting, but this elder feminine person has been very hard on you and has made you, I think, to some degree, self-conscious. And I think that there's a lot of what they call masking that happens when you're in the presence of this person, or in the presence of people who you relate to this person because you've probably grown up around them for a long time, and there are people in your life who are just, you know, tied to that person and your memories and your conditioning. And so you go into kind of a place of, you know, going along to get along. And you have to, even as I imagine you're an adult, even as an adult, it's been hard for you to just be yourself, talk about the things that you are interested in. And this is, I think it just really, I think you try to stay away from this person. I feel like you've even tried to be very cordial, and even maybe actively trying to sort things out with them in a way that it makes everything way smoother. Not that you're going to be best friends or super close, but I think the biggest thing is that when you are around them, you leave with the feeling of just, I think, shame, but also guilt for not sticking up for yourself. And, you know, I mean, just rejection and, you know, just feelings that are unnecessary, really. And I think you realize that they're unnecessary, but they stick with you for days after you've been around this person. So I believe that, especially since, you know, the goings on of the last few years where we were kind of forcibly separated from a lot of people, I think you just kind of, this reprieve from having to kind of do this whole thing with this person and maybe some of the people in your family, you just are not into it anymore. And I think that it's like you've gotten to a place where you rather just bury the past and let them go, because it seems like there's just no changing this relationship or this dynamic. And it's not a thing about you, even though I think sometimes you internalize their behavior and feel like something is wrong with you. But there's not. This is a them thing. And I think this is just, unfortunately, the kind of person they are. And I I think they're very aware of how they affect other people. I also think that you're not the only person that feels this way. You know, I can't give you any advice about what to do, but, you know, to follow your own feelings and intuitions, and, you know, self-preservation, because you know, I just believe that sometimes people who don't honor us don't belong, or don't, you know, they don't deserve a place in our life, you know, if they're making you feel bad. And if you've had a kind of taste of a life without that, and it was good, and you kind of were like, I don't want to go back to feeling like this every time I go home for a holiday or whatever, you know, I mean, there's your answer, kind of. So, you know, I think that this has been a worry for you. And I think that this is more along the lines of what this Five of Discs is. I don't think that this is tied into anything monetarily. I believe because of some, and here's the other side of this, okay? I feel like having somebody like this in your life, in your family, kind of actually drove you to being way more self-sufficient than you maybe would have been, okay? Because you wanted to be able to move away. You wanted to separate yourself, make some distance, make it a little harder to have to go home and see these people. And so I think that the blessing side of this is that you have been able to do for yourself. You've made, you know, the decisions to probably be educated, learn some skills, be able to take care of, you know, just managing your own life. And that's a wonderful thing. Not everybody gets to do that. And so, you know, low-key kind of a blessing there. Okay. Now, let's see. I want to look. There's a couple more here that are really cool. We have right here kind of a deer, or something like a deer, maybe like an antelope, or some kind of large agile mammal, and it's just leaping over these rocks or whatever this is. And I really think that this ties into this idea that you're just very capable. You're a very capable person. You're very adequate at getting past the troubles that are, you know, troubles, ordeals, minor crises, large crises. You're the person that people really do trust and will call upon when they need help and advice and so on. So I think, you know, it really makes sense that when somebody would be around that's making you really question yourself, or making you feel very small and incapable, and, you know, whatever, bringing up things that are just old, and, you know, probably when you were young and whatever, less developed, there's no need for that, you know, because you're doing well. And you need people in your life, which I think you probably have, that are just going to reinforce how well you do, and how many things you do well, and just what a wonderful person you are. Okay. Now, let's talk about this over here. We have these two. I have this gorgeous lady, and let me see if I can get this up here. Whoops. Hit the thing there. Okay, so we have a person kind of in a kneeling position, their hair kind of flowing back, and they're reaching right up here into that metaphysical, you know, unknown, the the abyss, the heavens, the cosmos. And then over here we have somebody in a little boat, okay, and they're traveling this way, and there's this beautiful, and I envision this as kind of the Holy Grail full, just up to the brim, filled, and not pouring over, but filled, okay? And for me, these two things go together very much. There's a sense of traveling. There's a sense of yearning, making that kind of hero's journey, you know, doing the scary thing, and really peering into those mysteries, to those unknown places, looking for answers and experiences, and you know, the understanding and wisdom that only comes along with some of those tough ordeals that you have to go through. And I think that probably with this arm out, and it's kind of a posture of really that yearning. I wonder if there's not a bit of feeling kind of stifled in your spiritual centers. Maybe feeling like you're not having a lot of inspiration, or being able to access some of those more creative or divine kind of zones within yourself. Okay, so this is a good time, I think, to work on some techniques, some of the visualization, really definitely journaling and writing out some of your thinking, some of your making, you know, the appeals that you have, your desires to, you know, do what kinds of works or questions or things that you would like to offer or receive from the divine. Okay, these are the kinds of things that we write down. Oh, and that arm just fell right off. It's getting dry here. And it's funny because that's what we're talking about, these techniques, and maybe that's really what's going to kind of just allow you to stop you know, yearning and get into it. But I think something you know, I think sometimes we can do rituals and kind of specific things that will help allow us to orient our minds, bodies, souls in such a way that we can receive some kind of, you know, flow of energy and insight. And so one thing that I am going to offer to you as maybe something to try is that you take a piece of paper and draw a small flower, whatever comes to mind, okay? Something, maybe close your eyes and envision a flower, okay? And you don't have to be a great artist. It does not have to actually look like the flower, but go ahead and take that flower from your mind's eye and draw a symbol. It could be a letter. It could be the flower. Draw it on that piece of paper, okay? And just a small piece of paper, smaller than even like a Post-it note, okay? And then you go ahead and you take that paper, that flower, and you post it over a southern facing window or doorway, okay? If you have a southern facing window or doorway in your bedroom, that's where I would start, because this is where we dream. This is kind of our holy of holy within our temple, which is our home, one of our temples anyways. And you know, this is where you spend a lot of your hours, even though you're probably unconscious, right? But go ahead and post that thing over one of the doors, one of the windows, okay? Either one. And this is kind of just a little talisman to bring in some energy, to receive some inspiration, okay? To get into your dreams, to get into your visualizations. Maybe you just make your bed up nice in the afternoon, or you know, when you wake up, or whatever, whenever you make up your whenever your bed's made, but come into there in a quiet time, maybe in the afternoon, maybe in the early evening, maybe early in the morning if that's possible, and just lay there in the middle of your bed with your eyes closed in a nice calm posture. You don't have to do anything special. Just lie on your back, calm your mind, do some breathing, okay? Don't worry about if you're doing it right, or the count is right, or if you're breathing through your nose or your mouth or whatever. Just find a restful place within yourself and your mind, your body, and focus on that flower, activate that flower, and let those visualizations kind of pour over you. And that might be the beginning of getting back into accessing the things that you're looking for, okay? We want to fill that cup right back up, and I think that cup is already filled up, but it's a matter of kind of tasting it, partaking in those divine waters, right? Okay. And let's see. This one's interesting. This one, it reminds me of somebody swimming. And kind of, to be honest, almost kind of a phallic symbol as well. It could be somebody on their back, and with a phallic symbol there. And I I don't always talk about these things in my readings, but yeah, I think that this could be, goodness, we're going into a new season here in a couple weeks, 1 week maybe, I don't know. And here we're going into spring, which we know is a very fertile season, and or going into fall if you're in the southern hemisphere, okay? And also a very fertile season. The harvest is coming. We're reaping what we sow, okay? There's a lot of kind of slowing down, coming together, and just getting ready for that long winter ahead. So on the other flip side of that, we love to love in those first moments of spring. Oh, and here comes Pudgy. Somebody was just asking for him yesterday. Pudgy Tuna is here. He is on the table, ready to read with us. And so I think, it seems like a very receptive position. And now you don't have to be, feminine or masculine, or it doesn't matter. This symbol really just is, I think, about, fertility, and probably just, some of those physical passions. And really could also often is not even about, the physical act of copulation or coupling. It could be very much about creating and just really having that beautiful essence flowing through, very activated from head to toe, ready to make things, create things, and build a state of building, okay, versus destroying or taking apart or clearing. I think it's much more about receiving right now, okay? And so something to think about, something to maybe align yourself with that energy and see where it goes. See, you know, where that takes you. And I think also, you know, it helps reduce some of the stress of these worries with the other things. You know, it takes, when we have problems with people in our lives, it can seem so immediate and so, you know, all encompassing, but it's these other parts of our life that really are so important. But also, oops, oh my goodness, don't attack my tripod. Will help distract us and take us out of those conflicts, right? And I'm not saying use it as just a tool of distraction, but I think focusing on things that make you happy, make you feel good, you know, done safely, responsibly, and honoring others, I'm all for that, you know? Okay, let's see. And we have some, oh, Pudgy, come now. We have some beautiful symmetry here, okay? He really wants my attention. We've been so busy today. I haven't been able to hang out with this guy too much. Please. Okay, now, come on. Okay, so we have some beautiful symmetry, and I think that, you know, in the next 3 weeks, we're really going to have to make some decisions about this worry that's going on. And you don't have to make decisions, but I think that something is going to occur, or something in you is really just going to shift, and you're going to be ready to just kind of, you know, make a decision and, oh goodness, make a decision and probably stick with it. I see that there's really a resolve here, okay, right there in the middle. Other than that, I think that, you know, just trying to allow yourself to focus on doing some creative stuff, working on your sacred, on your connection with the sacred, maybe partaking in some ritual, maybe. There's hair everywhere. You know, if you do meditation, yoga, whatever, body work, maybe have some Reiki or something. Please come here. Okay, I'm just gonna hold you while I finish. You know, just returning to some of the things that maybe you've already started, and maybe trying some new stuff. Something that I'm interested in trying that I have not is cupping. And I found a place locally that does that, and I'm pretty interested in trying some of that. So that might be my little goal for the next month or so. Get an appointment and you know, get some of the toxins out. So, yeah, I think just allowing yourself that kind of focus is going to be really important and well-deserved. Okay, Libra, I'm so thankful for you to have visited the channel and watched this reading. I'm always so honored to bring these messages to you. I'm getting loved on by this cat, so he must have liked the reading because he really is very happy over here. Being held like a little baby. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps me get into the algorithm. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please think about doing that. If you hit the little bell icon, it'll let you know when the next videos come out. this one, the next Libra should be in about 12 days. If you are interested in watching your other placements, I would, you know, I would say go ahead and do that. You might really hear some things that resonate with you. And, oh yes, if you know, if you like this reading, if you have been interested in any of the things that I've talked about, please leave a comment. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what you're thinking about. You know, let me know what images you maybe saw in the cup that I didn't go over or I did not mention. Other than that, I just want to say thank you, Libra, and we will see you again very soon. And Pudgy says goodbye too.